Okay, this video is very short and quick multiplication review. We've been doing multiplication throughout the whole year, but with Unit 7, the main focus is multiplication division, so I wanted to make a quick review video just in case you guys need a little refresher course. So if you have a 2 by 1, a 42 by 3, some of you like to break it down using those partial product grids or breaking it down by arrays. Some of you like to use the basic algorithm. So if you're that kid that likes to use the partial product grid, breaking it down into arrays, this 42 breaks down to a 40 and a 2, and you're timesing it by that 3. 40 times 3 is 120, 2 times 3 is 6, and you add it to get 126. If you like the basic algorithm, you set it up as an algorithm. 3 times 2 is 6. I didn't have to tag anything. And 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, this is an example of a 3 by 1. So again, notice my grid, my arrays. I'm multiplying a 300 by 5, a 40 by 5, and a 9 by 5. I make sure I multiply each of those arrays out, then I add them up. Okay, if you're doing an algorithm, then I'm going to say 5 times 9 is 45. 5, in this example, I do tag. I tag my neighbor. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. There's my 4, I tag my 2. And 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. Okay? When we get into 2 by 2, again, those of you that like arrays and partial product grids, you're going to set it up. It really doesn't matter where you put your numbers up here. You could put a 3 and a 60 here. You could have put a 3 and a 20 here. You're still going to get the same numbers as me. But I just did it in this order. So there's my 60, there's my 3, there's my 20, there's my 3, and then I multiply them. 60 times 20, 3 times 20, 60 times 3, 3 times 3, and I add them up, and this is what I get. If you're doing your algorithm, we know that 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, then 3 times 6 is 18. I get rid of that, drop my 0. Don't ever forget that 0 on the second row. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So I would have had a 189 in my first row and 1,260 in my second row. And then I add them up. Tag, there's the 4, there's the 1. One more example of a 2 by 2. Again, 49 times 37. If I want to break it into arrays and a partial product, there's my 40, there's my 9, there's my 30, there's my 7. I multiply 40 times 30, 9 times 30, 40 times 7, 9 times 7. Then I add them all up. There it is. Takes a little bit longer. If you like algorithms, 9 times 7 is 63. There's my 6, tagged my, there's my 3, tagged my 6. 7 times 4, 28, plus 6 gives me 34. I get rid of my tag, get rid of my ones place, drop my 0. 3 times 9 is 27. There's 7. There's that new tag of 2. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And then I add it up, and I get the same thing. So again, this is just a quick review and a refresher for how to do arrays and partial product grids versus doing your basic algorithm. Okay, hopefully this is helpful. So use this if you need to when you're doing your multiplication practice.